Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another Hammer Productions night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Never Take Sweets from a Stranger, released in 1960. Never Take Sweets from a Stranger stars Patrick Allen, Gwen Watford,
Janina Faye,
Felix Aylmer, Niall MacGinnis, Michael Gwen, Alison Leggatt, Nagy, MacDonald Parke, Robert Arden, and Francis Green. Never Take Sweets from a Stranger was directed by Cyril Frankel. Now this one was written by John Hunter, based on a play, The Pony Trap, written by Roger Garris. Now this is one of those Hammer films that it's not a horror film. This is I don't know how you define this one. It follows some very controversial issues at this time, especially 1960. And even today, this would be, considered, whoa, this is a really edgy choice to cover something like this in a film. And that is pedophilia and child sexual abuse. And the film begins with
Janina Faye
as Jean Carter and her friend Francis Green's Lucille playing. Everything is innocent enough until...
I've dropped my purse. It's got all my money in it. 35 cents. Never mind. Never mind? I know somewhere where you can get some candy for nothing. Come on.
As Jean's parents, Peter and Sally, played by Patrick Allen, and Gwen Watford, they're new to this little community. And we don't see what happens on screen, thankfully. They go in there, and it just fades to black, and cuts to later on that night. And that's when, just in conversation, Jean, not thinking it was anything bad, mentions some of the things that Clarence Olderberry Sr., played by Felix Aylmer, had them do for him.
We took them off.
But you took your shoes off.
We took all our clothes off.
To get this so-called candy.
Mr. Olderberry asked you and Lucille to take off all your clothes.
That's right, so we did. Wasn't that right?
The look on their faces, defines what, how horrendous these things are.
Why did you go to the house in the first place?
Lucille said he'd give us some candy.
And did he?
Oh, yes. Afterwards.
After what?
After we danced.
But it gets worse than that, because the people in the community do not want to believe the little girl in her accusations against Clarence Olderberry Sr., because he's a rich member of the community.
But you seem to forget that my husband has just been appointed principal of your high school.
High school principals come and go, but the Olderberrys, you might say, go on forever.
And his son, played by Nagy, Clarence Olderberry Jr., is a complete prick.
I also want to say I'm sorry about this misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding?
Yeah, all this stuff about the kids coming to my house and my father teasing them or something.
They try to tell him what his father did to these girls. And he just completely denies it.
Offering children candy to take off their clothes is something more than teasing.
Kids sometimes imagine things, you know.
You lousy outsiders, you come here without knowing a soul, looking for a job. We find you one. And the first thing you do is you stir up trouble.
It doesn't help that Richard Arden's character of Tom Demarest, the father of Lucille, refuses to back them up and let Lucille speak at a court hearing about this.
I thought we could save a lot of time and trouble if you came along with me. What for? Well, to tell your side of the story. Rather, Lucille's. I'm sure you want to keep her out of it as much as possible.
I want to keep her out of it, period. That's why I sent her away to her aunt.
So, it is quite a controversial film for 1960, let alone even if this thing was made today. And some of those scenes are just so hard to watch and so infuriating. You just want to slap the little sons of bitches that are saying these things, you know, that, oh, you can't accuse him. He's a rich member of the community. He gives to the community. He's important to us, you know. It's not important to you if he is a pedophile and he abuses children. Spoiler alert here, but by the end of the film, Jean is traumatized and Lucille is dead because of Clarence Olderberry Sr. being allowed to remain on the street. Like I said, they held a bit of a trial thing, but the defense counsel, played by Niall MacGinnis, completely bullies Jean on the stand and makes her sound like a completely unreliable witness.
Oh, you wanted more.
Well,
Did you want more?
I didn't like them very much.
Oh, if you had liked them, you'd have let him touch you.
No.
Why not?
I don't know.
And you just feel so bad for Peter and Sally, the parents of this girl, and you also feel for of course, Jean herself, even though she doesn't even realize what happened, what this old guy really did, that it was wrong. You have some really great performances in here with Patrick Allen and Gwen Watford as the parents, and of course
Janina Faye
as Jean is really good, really great child actress. Felix Aylmer playing Clarence Olderberry Sr. This was a different type of a role for him, and it was chancy for him to take something like that because he was normally playing completely against this type of a character. He's normally playing the sweet, kind old man, which is probably why they cast him, just to give that illusion that he's not really a threat to these girls. But by the end of the film, we know that he is. And Bill Nagy's Clarence Olderberry Jr., after he finally realizes it, after trying to cover up information and trying to even hide evidence that points to the fact that Clarence was chasing the girls through the woods, he realizes that they were right and that his father should have been put away. Too late, stupid. He's already killed an innocent little girl. So, it is a really strong film. So watch it with your own discretion, because even though it is a 1960s film, they don't pull any punches with some of this stuff. And it really is disheartening watching some of these townsfolk and everything just siding with this pedophile and child abuser. But my final review of Never Take Sweets from a Stranger, I'm going to give this film a 8.5 out of 10. It is a very good Hammer film. If you have not seen it, I implore you check it out. Just remember, it is very sensitive themes in it. But if you have seen it, let me know in those comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan.
Well, that's it for another Hammer Productions night. If you missed last week's Hammer Productions night, check out the link up here to get caught up on that one. Or if you missed any of the other Hammer Productions night, be sure and check out the playlist right here to get caught up on any of them that you have missed.